The thought of you leaving me feels like an unbearable weight, crushing my heart with every second. I never realized how much your presence meant to me until the idea of losing you started to sink in. Every time I imagine a world without you, it feels like a part of me fades away, leaving a hollow echo in my chest. The thought of saying goodbye to you is something my heart can't even comprehend. There's a part of me that will never understand why the thought of you leaving me hurts so much. It's hard to imagine a future without you by my side, where your absence feels like a never-ending silence. The fear of losing you grips me in ways I can't explain. Your absence would leave a void that nothing could fill. Just the thought of you walking away makes me question everything I thought I knew about love. Leaving me feels like ripping out the pages of my story. There would be no way to write it the same without you. I can't escape the fear that one day I'll wake up and you'll be gone, leaving me to face the world without you. The thought of being without you is like watching the sun set without ever expecting it to rise again. Losing you would be like a piece of my soul being torn away, something I'd never be able to get back. The thought of you leaving me leaves an aching emptiness in my chest that I can't seem to fill. In the silence of your absence, I hear the echoes of all the things we've shared, and I dread the day those echoes fade. You leaving me would shatter the world I've built, and I can't bear the idea of picking up the pieces. When I think of you leaving, it's like watching my heart break in slow motion, piece by piece. Every goodbye feels like a part of me is slipping away, and the thought of you leaving is the hardest goodbye. If the world had any idea how much it would hurt to lose you, they'd never let you go. The thought of you leaving me fills my heart with a heavy sadness that lingers far longer than I care to admit. I never thought I'd feel this way, afraid that your absence might become my new reality. The thought of you leaving me is a reality I don't want to face, and yet it haunts me every day. I've never feared anything more than the idea of you walking away, because it would leave me lost without you. It's hard to even breathe when I think about you leaving me, as though the very air I need is slipping away. Your leaving would be like closing the door to a chapter of my life that I'm not ready to end. There are no words to describe the emptiness I'd feel if you were no longer by my side. The thought of you leaving fills me with a pain that words can't begin to explain. Even in my happiest moments, the idea of you leaving me looms like a shadow that never fades. Every time I imagine life without you, it feels as though the colors fade, leaving everything dull and lifeless. The idea of you leaving me makes everything else feel insignificant. Without you, nothing else matters. I fear the day when the words goodbye might leave your lips, knowing it's a goodbye I'm not ready for. There's no way to prepare for the moment when you're gone, and I have to live in a world without you. The thought of you leaving me is like a storm that never passes, an uncertainty that drowns everything I once knew. How could I face the world if you weren't there to guide me through the dark? The thought of being without you makes me question if the sun will ever shine again. Without you, it feels like the ground beneath me would crumble and I wouldn't know how to stand. The thought of you leaving is something my heart refuses to accept, because how could it ever be the same without you? There's a space in my heart that only you can fill, and the thought of losing you makes that space unbearably cold. I can't picture a future without you, and the idea of you walking away breaks me in ways I didn't know possible. The thought of you leaving me feels like everything I've ever believed in is being taken away in an instant. If I could hold on to you forever, I would. The thought of losing you is more than I can bear. Without you, I'd be a part of me missing, a puzzle piece that can never be found again. The idea of you leaving me is like a cruel reality that I can't wake up from, no matter how hard I try. Even in the happiest moments, your absence would be a dark cloud over everything I once knew. I can't stop thinking about what life would be like without you, and it's the most painful thought I've ever had. I would give anything to hold on to you, because the thought of letting you go feels impossible. When I think about you leaving me, my heart races in fear and dread, unsure of how to face a life without you. You've become a part of me in ways I can't describe, and the thought of losing you feels like losing myself. The thought of you leaving me is a pain that lingers, a sorrow that never fades, and a loss I can't bear.